What up, everybody? It's Conscious Knowledge, man. You're rocking with KKTV. And, man, I just wanted to speak on jurisdictions. A lot of people misinterpret the meaning and the definition, and others just don't know. So if you're one of those people that struggle, learning law and how to free yourself, um, hopefully I can help you with that. If not with all in this video, with throughout you know, my future and past videos. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it, y'all. First off, I am not a lawyer. I am not a licensed attorney. Um, this is just my own studying and my knowledge, man. So, um, y'all rock with me. So, jumping right into it, jurisdiction. This is going to be L2 Wex Dictionary, and the definition. Number one is the power of a court to adjudicate cases and issue orders. Number two, territory within which a court or government agency may properly exercise its power. See example. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's Ruhrgas. I'm gonna say Ruhrgas AG versus Marathon Oil Company. ETAL. That's going to be 526 US 7 or 574 1999. That's 526 US 574 999. All right, so a jurisdictional overview. One of the most fundamental questions of law is whether a given court has jurisdiction to preside over a given case. You can always challenge jurisdiction. We'll talk about that uh, a little bit later. But you always want to challenge jurisdiction. That's going to be one of the first things you do if you're going to stand up for your rights and do this thing on the private side. Um, a jurisdictional question may be broken down into three components: whether there's a personal jurisdiction, aka whether the court may even hear the case involving the particular defendant or defendants. This is further broken down into three categories. See penure, penure, that's Pennoyer, penure, versus NEFF for additional information. In personam jurisdiction, number one. In rem jurisdiction, number two. And number three, quasi in rem jurisdiction. I might go over those with y'all when I'm done. Whether there's a jurisdiction over the subject matter. Look these phrases up. These are legal terms, so look these things up, guys. Do your own research. Now, I will help out as much as I can. Whether there's a jurisdiction to render the particular judgment sought, and number three will be whether there is jurisdiction to render to particular judgment or the particular judgment sought. The term jurisdiction can be best understood by being compared to power. Any court, the term jurisdiction can be best understood by being compared to power. Reread that, rewind that if you need to. But any court possesses jurisdiction over matters only to the extent granted to it by the Constitution. Any court possesses jurisdiction over matters only to the extent granted to it by the Constitution. This is why you all have to know your rights. And or legislation of the sovereignty on behalf of which it functions. Excuse me, guys. Uh, so when you start getting to, first of all these states are sovereign states. This is why they do the things they do to you through the loopholes. They're sovereign states. You have to create your own. But we'll talk about that later. Now, um, an example would be state court in Mississippi may need statutory permission by the Mississippi legislature to hear certain types of cases. The question of whether a given court has the power to determine a jurisdictional question is itself a jurisdictional question. Such a legal determination, a jurisdictional question in itself, is a jurisdictional question. I hope you guys got that. Such a legal question is referred to as jurisdiction to determine jurisdiction. Subject matter jurisdiction is the court's authority to decide the issue in controversy, such as such as a contracts issue or a civil rights issue. State courts, if you want to go back, you can look at my civil rights video I did to kind of understand civil rights a little more than you may. State courts have general jurisdiction, such as the meaning they can hear any controversy except those prohibited by state law. Some states, for example, deny subject matter jurisdiction for a case that does not involve state citizens, and did not take place in the state. This is why you have different citizenship. You want to be a non-resident alien because you are not a resident of the United States corporation and you are foreign. You are an alien. You are foreign to their corporation, to their jurisdiction. Understand these terms. All right, so federal courts have limited jurisdiction in that they can only hear cases that fall both within the scope defined by the Constitution in Article 3, Section 2, and congressional statutes, see 28 U.S.C., Section 1251, Section 1253, Section 1331, and Section 1332. Territorial jurisdictions is the court's power to bind the parties to the action. This law determines the scope of federal and state court power. State court territorial jurisdiction is determined by due process clause of the Constitution, 14th Amendment. And the federal court territorial jurisdiction is determined by the by the due process clause of the Constitution's 5th Amendment. For more, see Worldwide Volkswagen versus Woodson. See also International Shoe versus Washington. All right. So you guys can look these things up, man. I might leave a link in the description. I don't know yet, but other forms of jurisdiction include appellate jurisdiction, the power of one court to correct the errors of another, lower court. Concurrent jurisdiction, the notion that two courts might share the power to hear cases of the same type, arising in the same place. And diversity jurisdiction, the power of federal courts to hear cases in which the parties are from different states. An example showing the interplay of diversity jurisdiction with subject matter jurisdiction is Grupo, Grupo, Dataflux, Dataflux, versus Atlas Global Group, LP, that is 02-1689, February 1689, 541 U.S. 567. In 2004, known as the Long Arm Statute. See also general jurisdiction and many material U.S. Constitution 11th Amendment. See our Constitution. Now, when you guys start to fight a case or something like that, if you're going to actually go, the key is not to go into these courts. If you have to go into the courts and not go in per se, then you will need to look into the state laws concerning your case. But I tell you, the annotated laws aren't easy to find. But if you go to the library, sometimes you can find them. I actually saw them in Oklahoma at one of the. We don't have a law library anymore. I think we do, but it's not. It doesn't have near as many books as the old one did. But anyway, 28 USC Part 4, Jurisdiction and Venue, 28 USC Chapter 91, Claims Against the U.S. Understand you can sue the U.S. You can sue these governmental agencies. 28 USC Section 1295, Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit. 28 USC Chapter 85, Jurisdiction of District Courts. 28 USC Chapter 89, Removal Jurisdiction. And 18 USC Chapter 211, Jurisdiction in Criminal Cases, Federal Judicial Decisions. Now, these are the things you need to be looking into. If you don't look into anything else, you need to look up 28 USC and 18 USC. But you want to look into all this. I mean, it's a lot, but you want to learn as much as you can if you want to enforce your constitutional rights, your God-given rights. U.S. Supreme Court recent jurisdiction decisions. Lead bulletin or argument previews. These are just some of the things you can look up under the Supreme Court. U.S. Circuit Courts of Appeals, recent jurisdiction cases, state materials, state statutes. These are things you need to know because all these courts that they got you going to are not judicial courts. They are circuit courts. They need your energy. There's an energy harvesting room. They need your energy in order to bring the energy or electric to power their circuit courts. So understand these things, man. It's not hard, just takes a little research, a little digging, a little studying, a lot of studying. Study. That's all I can tell you guys. State statutes governing courts. You can look that up. Judicial decisions. Appellate decisions for other states, other topics. Category would be courts and procedures, courts, civil procedures, courts and procedures, legal education and practice, WEX definitions, civil procedures, and those are the keywords. They just repeated that. Okay, my bad. But yeah, so I know a lot of you probably was wondering like, what does in persona mean? Let me go ahead and end this live, guys. I gotta go. I'll catch y'all later. Called in earlier. Yeah, called earlier. Yeah, didn't get the chance to get back with you. I think that was Friday, maybe Saturday. I think it was Friday, but I want to hang on.